Hi, my name is Sophia Sin, and today I will be presenting my MBA 590 Business Solution Project. The topic of my solution relates to on-time shipment rates within a supply chain. Throughout my presentation, we will touch upon several topics to give a thorough understanding of our case study, proposed solution, and the corresponding results. We'll go over a quick overview of current supply chain issues, objectives within my case study, various organizational processes and challenges, and finally, a summary of the business solution and its risks and benefits. First, to give some background knowledge to our current business conditions, I would like to give an overview of the struggles our supply chain has been facing within the past year. The COVID-19 pandemic has shifted supply and demand, creating several bottlenecks in supply chains around the world. Due to several factors, COVID-19 reduced the production of goods and services and dramatically changed how consumers spend their money. As a result, supply and demand have become unbalanced. To add on to this problem, many workers around the world have reassessed their fields of work due to changing attitudes and values. This has resulted in a major employee shortage within many supply chains. Today, many businesses are struggling to meet customer needs and are looking to stabilize their supply chains in an environment of unpredictability. Next, we'll connect these supply chain challenges to a real-world example. As an example, I will use my organization's supply chain challenges as a case study. Weyerhaeuser is an American timberland and wood products company founded here in the Pacific Northwest in 1900. We not only own and manage several timberlands across the US and Canada, but we also plant and harvest our own proprietary seedlings to grow into trees we can later utilize in the production of our own goods. The largest sector of our business, however, is the production and selling of various wood products such as plywood, engineered wood, oriented strand board, and lumber. We sell to customers across the US, Canada, Asia, and Europe. This case study aims to improve on-time shipment rates for Weyerhaeuser's OSB or oriented strand board product line and business. At Weyerhaeuser, an on-time shipment is shipped from our production facility on the shipment date confirmed to the customer or sooner. By improving on-time shipment rates, the oriented strand board or OSB supply chain is hoping to achieve several objectives. First, they are aiming to stabilize and reimagine their supply chain to be more effective in the face of uncertainty, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, by implementing such changes, we hope to continue to improve our customer relationships and the potential offerings that we can provide. In any improvements that we implement, we want to reduce redundant or wasteful work for our employees and increase our profitability. And lastly, we hope that reimagining our supply chain will help us to improve production planning foresight and the efficiency of producing such goods. Let's take a look at our current business processes so that we can get a better understanding of the challenges we are facing right now. The process of fulfilling a customer order is taken in several steps. A very heavy majority of our oriented strand board customers sign yearly contracts. This requires each customer to order an agreed upon volume each week. The order fulfillment process begins when the customer submits an order 1 week prior to when they would like it to be shipped. Once we receive this order, our customer service team enters the order into our system. They then confirm the order back to the customer with a specified ship date and accurate pricing. Once in our system, total order requirements for the following week are reviewed by supply and mill planners for accuracy and for production scheduling. A weekly production schedule is agreed upon and aims to ship the goods on the assigned dates. Once a production schedule is in place, our transportation team works to assign freight carriers to each order, preparing for shipment and delivery to the customer. In the meantime, goods are being produced by our mill production centers. At times, there can be disruptions in production due to machine failure, shortage of raw goods, or shortage of staff. Once we have enough product to cover an order, it is shipped and delivered to the customer. Next, let's discuss some of the bottlenecks and issues within this order fulfillment process. The three largest causes of a reduced on-time shipment rate are production issues such as machine downtime, transportation challenges such as failure to assign ready-to-ship orders to a carrier, and customer issues such as orders submitted with errors or requests to revise orders. The largest impact comes from production issues. According to our on-time shipment data, 63% of delinquent or late orders are caused by production challenges. The second cause belongs to transportation issues at approximately 32%. Customer issues make up 17% of reasons for delinquent orders, and 8% of late orders are due to other factors such as system errors. As noted before, production bottlenecks account for the largest reported causes of a reduced on-time shipment rate. Some of the root causes of production issues include machine failure, such as a ripped belt or a silo fire. It can also include a shortage of raw material, such as logs or veneer. And lastly, staffing shortages can impact production, especially during a global pandemic. When staffing is too low, the production mills are forced to change their schedules, potentially shut down production altogether, or even run products that are not necessarily needed. Last year, there were 21,176 downtime events, which amounted to 402,790 downtime minutes. Year to date, we have had 19,490 downtime events, which has amounted to 469,600 downtime minutes. As of today, we are currently surpassing total production downtime from last year in 2020. When production issues arise, it likely means that we won't have enough goods to fulfill an order. Therefore, we will not be able to ship the goods on time, reducing our on-time shipment rate. The second largest factor affecting our on-time shipment rate is transportation. Root causes of transportation bottlenecks can include truck driver shortages, which reduces our ability to assign shipments to truck drivers for timely shipment, railcar supply shortages or delays, and increased freight costs due to a shortage of transportation modes or a shortage of freight and carrier workers. When freight costs are high, it is difficult to assign loads within our budget range. In 2020, our on-time shipment rate was approximately 92%. However, today our year-to-date on-time shipment rate lies at 81%. This reflects an 11% decrease in on-time shipments within just 1 year. The last major cause affecting our on-time shipment rates is customer issues. This criteria can include customer requests to revise confirmed orders. This can often cause a need to adjust our production schedule. It can also include purchase order errors. For example, a customer submitting an order for confirmation that has an error for number of goods they wish to order or an incorrect ship to location. When errors like this happen, it can cause adjustments in our production schedule, and it can cause delays when our transportation team is assigning freight. A last root cause is late order submission. When customers do not provide their orders by the advised deadline, oftentimes their order cannot be accounted for in the production schedule, making it automatically late. In 2020, 6% of orders needed revisions by customer request or due to errors. 11.5% of orders were submitted late by customers. Considering these challenges to our on-time shipment rate, our supply chain hopes to implement improvements that can help to reduce such challenges or even provide more flexibility and time to reconcile such issues. A proposed solution to this problem is to mirror similar work we have implemented in other business product lines at Weyerhaeuser. Similar to our engineered wood products business, our oriented strand board business should increase the customer ordering process to a 3-week lead time instead of a 1-week lead time. This means that instead of customers sending in orders 1 week prior to shipment, they would send them in 3 weeks prior to shipment. Doing this will provide greater flexibility when order adjustments or corrections need to be made. It will increase the likelihood that we can meet such customer needs or requests. It also allows our production centers to have more time to reconcile production and production schedules when downtime issues arise or when orders need to be adjusted. At a 3-week lead time, it increases foresight into what production centers should produce and when. Doing this helps to fully utilize our production runs and create an optimal mix of goods. Our transportation team benefits from this increased lead time because it provides them with additional time to find and assign carriers and source our rail cars. As mentioned before, we have implemented this change within our engineered wood products business. This change was implemented prior to COVID-19 in a more stable market condition. Similar to our oriented strand board business, the engineered wood products business operated on a 1-week lead time and saw successful improvements once a 3-week lead time was implemented. Based on historical data, we saw an 8% increase in on-time shipments 1 year after implementation. We also saw a 5% increase in utilization of our contracted carriers and a 3% increase in sales volume. While we anticipate that the implementation of this proposed solution will increase our on-time shipment rates and improve several other business processes and offerings, we can also anticipate some potential risks. One risk of extending our order lead time from 1 week to 3 weeks is the possible negative responses from customers. A 3-week lead time means that customers need to further the forecasting of their orders, which increases their time spent ordering goods. Oftentimes, changes in processes can upset customers and result in a loss of business. Secondly, while extended lead times will allow our production facilities additional time and utilization of production, it also means that some goods will be produced sooner. These goods will need to be stored in inventory longer. This can reduce space for inventory at our production centers and increase our inventory cycles. One last potential risk of the proposed solution is that additional time between order intake and shipment may cause an increase in requested order revisions from customers. Order revisions can cause bottlenecks in production and transportation planning. In order to forecast how this business solution will impact our supply chain, we utilize data from historical sales and freight contracts. We also utilize our engineered wood products business example to forecast oriented strand board improvements in on-time shipment rate, carrier utilization, and sales volume. Sales and shipping volumes were balanced between our EWP and OSB businesses to get as accurate of a forecast as possible. According to this data and the resulting forecasts, we can anticipate an increase of 9% for our on-time shipment rate. Sometimes, when orders are late, they are either canceled or a discount is applied. A 9% improvement in on-time will result in an additional $557,926 in sales. At the beginning of each year, we negotiate contracts with various freight companies that allocate a certain number of shipments per week with an agreed-upon cost. 65% of our truck shipments utilize this allocation. If we do not use all of the allocated trucks per carrier, we pay that base price regardless. With this business solution in place, we can expect a 6% increase in carrier utilization. That means we will fully utilize $1,278,000 worth of money we have already spent on carrier contracts. Lastly, the business solution will increase our sales volume by approximately 2%, or an increase in sales by $2,066,394 per year. Residual benefits of extending to a 3-week lead time include flexibility in order adjustments or corrections, additional time to reconcile production issues, increased foresight into production planning, increased time for transportation to assign freight, and more opportunities for us to meet our customer needs. Finally, let's summarize our business solution objectives and the potential deliverables from implementation. This business solution aimed to improve on-time shipment rates for Weyerhaeuser's oriented strand board business. In doing so, we hope to see improved supply chain stability, improved business process and production efficiency, increased customer satisfaction, and increased profits. Our solution of extending to a 3-week lead time order process from a 1-week lead time order process will allow Weyerhaeuser's supply chain to achieve these objectives. All in all, the on-time shipment rate is forecasted to increase by 9%. There will be a $2.62 million increase in profits and a $1.28 million reduction in money waste.